Maestro is a massive cunt. Hello everybody, my name is Ilya, this one's Matt.
Hi.
And we are back to Conelanders Racing League. This week we're at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Take two. As we...
AC units are a bitch, as I used to know and Ilya just recently found out.
And we will not go any further than that. We are in week 3 in our Conelanders League Season 2. We are using full layout of Spa, still in our slow little Mazda MX-5 Cup. And we will have the grid walk right after this message.
Show us your deek, big or small, here at shape as we can take them all.
That's an additional message. As we've seen the grid without the commentary, sorry about that, edited mistakes. As we go to close perspective of Sharkia, who's sitting on pole, or more like 1 meter behind the pole line.
Yeah, Sharky on pole, what can you really say? Nothing to say. It's his usual position. Servatus, though, P2, good effort for him. Cone Dodger making up third. You see Sharky now. Looking further down the field, you'll notice some odds and ends, some things out of place. Ponchik, all the way down, sliding right the way down the field, I might say.
Yeah, he tried to drift around the corner, didn't work too well, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, Servatis won the other hit, as he's probably celebrating it right about now.
Yeah, I won something, Mike! That was like an Australian tracer. That was horrible.
Yeah, he's not a British Australian. That was terrible. He should be sorry.
Tracer here. And behind Ponchik is Spooky Squid in the most triggering car on the field, from what we found out. I think it's cute. Some people find it triggering. Whatever.
It's pink.
So
It
I have
can't
a pair of pink. I'm not going to go any further. Sebi
No,
behind.
but please elaborate.
This is like Brundle Crofty dynamic, just R-rated.
Yeah,
So
Sebi,
Sebi,
this time in mid-pack.
I had some asshole, and not psychedelic.
It's an okay position for me. He can make it work because he'll have the inside line into La Source. But knowing that it's Conelanders, anything can happen in La Source.
Yeah, well, anything can happen anywhere. We've seen some crazy racing already, and well, I was gonna say I will assume it happens here, but we already did this yesterday, so I know what happens here. Well, you already said it was take two, sweetie.
I was
As
trying to be
25.
subtle.
Oh, you subtle bullshit. As 25, a little further back to field than he's ended the last couple races. He had some solid results. Behind him, G-Man, somebody I can't see, disc golfer, and GT1 Cooper.
Yeah, the guy on the left isn't Corsa, judging by the cars. But yeah, the
Next.
last row will be this guy, disc golfer, and GT Cooper. Not a good hit race for either of those guys, but let's not forget some guys were eliminated after hits, so they weren't dead last. But they barely made it through to the feature, and they certainly have just one way to go, apart from the wall, that is.
Yeah, the wall or the pit entry, as we'll see. Maybe. It's a GP pits, so coming off of the chicane, you just go straight instead of turning left. And, well, you turn left eventually, otherwise you hit a wall. But you turn left late. Anyway, we're about ready to go. First corner, long run, especially in these cars. Let's see what kind of craziness can unfold here. Spa-Francorchamps. The lights are on. No countdown. V8 supercar style. Who the hell knows when they're going to go? It's right now! Yeah! I don't know what that was.
Servatis has a little bit of a slower start. Chucky keeps his lead for now. I think Gon will try to pass Servatis on the inside. He tries that. He does that. Field goes relatively clean so far. Slow and steady without any major issues in La Source.
Now this is Conelanders.
No. The entire field is heading towards Eau Rouge and Redillon when things can start to get frisky, as our cam will repeatedly get murdered on turn 1. They go into Eau Rouge, into Redillon. Looks like everyone make it out okay for now, as we go onto the Long Camel Straight, as the draft train is about to start. People are going 2 wide, maybe 3 wide. Here we'll see first overtakes of the race, most probably, as his first definitive overtakes and not off the start line. Condotter tries to go in the middle of a 3 wide, not yet, tries to defend the position against Servatis. Doesn't succeed. Servatis is up in front as Maestro, I think, passed a couple of cars in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, somebody took to the runoff there at the chicane. No real harm. Saved contact, I'm assuming. After getting past a few people, Spooky Squid looking like he's trying to put a move on Moose there. Who's that going a little bit wide? Is that...
That's
yeah, the Gem Knight. Gem Knight going a little bit wide, not inch perfect like he is in Rocket League. God, that guy is hard to play against in Rocket League. It's Spooky Squid and Gem Knight going to the wall.
Speaking of inch perfect...
Yeah.
That wasn't.
Yeah, no, that wasn't at all. It looked like there were a couple cars had some different sort of setups because they got more industries. We get a replay of the start. Spooky Squid getting a little bit of a draft, I guess, off Holy Moose, side by side with Ponchik. Leaders go through pretty queenly. Speaking of queens, George in there sliding a little bit on entry. Gets past Spooky Squid, who spears off the track, but no contact. Give another replay of the first 2. A good secondary part of the start from Shark guarantees that he's going to keep the lead going into Zahepin. And Servatis, and Cone's going to appear. There he is. Tries to dive it up the inside. Gets it done there, but I guess he got a slow... no, the draft was probably why Servatis came back at him.
Yeah, most probably the Camel Straight is incredibly long and you can pass and get repassed before the chicane. As we see GT Cooper's adventures in Radillon, a lot of them go wide. Okay then, G-Man just speared him off the track. I don't know if he lost control of the car, just didn't see
it. It looked like he lost control. It looked like he was sideways going up our route. We see a nice little touch up there from Sebi on you. You were the one off the track. Okay. Well, no real damage there, but yeah, no, it looked like G-Man had a light car going going up Eau Rouge. Wow, I can't believe I blinked on that corner. And just continued to lose control, and it wasn't malicious. It didn't look like, as we see a little bit of feistiness going on in the midfield. The front is pretty much line astern. Sebi overtaking GT Cooper, as we are now.
Oh, Magnet is very, very sideways in these corners. Doesn't look like his tires are warm enough, and maybe he had some damage at some point.
He might have been one of the ones
still
that went
goes
to the.
wide.
Yeah, he might have been one of the ones that kind of went into the off no name corner, went off into the wall. Might have done it a little bit harder than most people. Mach 1 Fireman gets touched up.
And
still gets touched up.
Still into the wall. There was a contact between him and 2-5. As we go back to the leaders, Gunses will try to make a move happen on Cone Doja in Blanchimon and leading onto the bus stop. Servatis is a little bit wide, protecting his position. That will help Gunses get alongside Cone Doja on the inside, 3 wide.
3-way.
Into the bus stop.
This is
a little bit of contact, a little bit of slide. There is a massive crash. People are still crashing. Oh boy, nobody slows down enough into the bus stop.
It's like a Donald Trump convention. Everyone's just running into each other.
There is dust and gravel and dirt everywhere in the bus stop.
Yeah, it is like a Donald Trump convention.
Servatis and Gunses look hurt the least after this impact. Oh boy.
I think Cone actually mercifully got hit a second time, and it kind of turned his car back around because he didn't lose as many positions as I thought he would. We'll get a replay of this, of course. As we see going into the bus stop, It looks like Servatis gets into Goonsis and rebounds off of him into Cone, who then tags Ponchik, who then takes the scenic route. Holy Moose and Spooky Squid touch each other. Sebi, well,
Overcorrects,
yeah.
trying to avoid Maestro and spins himself. Oh, and back here,
Oops.
Jimin loses it a little bit more, crashing into 2-5 and making Magnet go the long way around. And Sebi just
Forget about
resumes
Magnets. 2-5 and Goonsis have been or was it Goonsis?
Jimin.
G-Man, thanks. 2-5 and G-Man have been magnets for each other. That joke really doesn't work when you forget one of their names and you have to kind of, like, what the hell? As we see now, a three-way race, really, well, multi-way race, but in particular this three-way here between the Holy Moose, Spooky Squid, and Cone, and
Squid is
Cone
very
Dodger.
wobbly.
It's Spooky, yeah, a bit of a moment there. As we see Cone now drafting behind the Holy Moose. But as we know, the Moose is loose caboose. You never know what's going to happen with him. He could just drift it around a corner.
But yeah, regarding the big crash, it looked like Servatis and Cone had the first initial slight contact, which sent Servatis into Gunsus, which triggered everything, probably everyone. As
Yeah.
we see Cone Dodger trying to get past Moose. Moose doesn't give up. They'll have to go through Brussels side by side, most probably. Never mind. I'm completely and utterly wrong, but that will help Spooky Squid maybe get alongside. No, not quite. Shut up. Cone tags Moose
Oops.
a little bit at the exit of Brussels. Moose manages to hang on to it, and that all helps Squid gets past Cone Dodger. Never mind, he tags the wall once again, and Cone tries to avoid him and slows Gemini a little bit. We have bumping, we have go-karts, we have wreckage all around. I'm surprised all three of them made it out healthy. As Cone Dodger and Spooky Squid still side by side, Spooky Squid gets around the
Interesting
turn
line.
on the wrong side of the white line on the outside. Cone will try to make a move on Gemini in this turn as well. Gemini is not giving up just yet. Cone will have to go around, but he is safely ahead. Spooky Squid will try to do the same, not quite. That helped the pack behind catch up to them, as it looks like a 7-horse race in the midfield right about now.
Yeah, this is gonna get feisty relatively quickly. Let's see, going back a little bit. Yeah, the reason that thankfully I guess for Moose, Cone took his foot out the throttle when he got into his ass. Otherwise, it would have been another calamity. These guys are close. Spooky Squid and, well, my co-commentator here, racing side by side, going down. Oh wow!
Not yet.
No,
As we
to
see,
the bus stop.
too wide, too deep, with Maestro in between that mad sandwich.
Look for him to come sideways through the corner. It's faster right here.
As
Somebody's off the track.
That was Maestro. He took an alternative line through Blanchimon, as he does. Maestro tries inside line, not quite. Spooky Squid goes around the outside. We'll have the inside line here. No crossover just yet, a little bit slidey, but no harm, no foul. This golfer manages to get ahead of Psychedelics for now. There will be an attempt of a repass in La Source. There is enough draft to allow it. We still have side-by-side, 3 pairs of side-by-side vehicles actually. Spooky goes a little bit wider. Gemini took a wide approach. This golfer is safe from Psychedelics for now. In Corsa it makes it ahead of 2-5 and Magnet, as the entire pack is heading towards Rouge once again, as we see GT Cooper taking a little bit of extra curb here as well, and that starts the spin.
Oop,
and
no,
the snap,
no. Boom.
and into the
Yep.
wall he goes.
Yeah, Cooper's had a bit of a calamity this race. It never rains, it pours. One thing goes wrong and leads to another. Servatis spins a little bit, allowing Goonsis to go by. Nice recovery though, kept it out of the wall. As we
His
see now,
customary half spin.
yeah, as we see now, Spooky Squid is all over your ass. Hello Kitty bearing down on you, like the ferocious pink cuteness that she is.
You should know. So we see side by side at the Camel Straight, leading into the chicanes. Maestro will want to have something with it. Maestro tries to go side by side, split 2 guys
wide.
ahead of him. 3 wide. Gemini is probably scared shitless. Maestro cuts in front of Spooky. Oh, gets bumped in the rear and gets sent back where he probably
Wait,
belongs.
why didn't he was sideways there? How did he not go through the corner faster?
This golfer and Psychedelics will try to capitalize on his mistake. This golfer does it. Psychedelics not quite there yet, as Master Project loses 3 positions in 1 turn. Well, I think it's entirely his fault here. Cut to
And
the
I would
apex
argue.
here. Cut to the apex here. Blocked Squid out of his.
Blue block, block, blue block, block.
Exactly. Blocks clean out of his rightful apex. Well, I think it's on him. You might disagree.
Yeah, I do. I think that it was a racing incident. I don't think it was Master's fault. I don't think it was Spooky's fault. All right, if we get a replay of it, I'll explain in more depth, in my opinion. But if we don't, well, racing incident.
We'll see as this golfer gets a little bit too wide, but Master is nowhere close to capitalize. He is too busy trying to defend from Psychedelics, who will try to get the 10th position away from Master. Oh!
Whoa!
This golfer is off, and Geminite is off as well. This golfer is in the left-hand wall. I think that was another snapper. I don't know if anyone helped him there.
Downshift, maybe? No, it looked like he did it on his own. Maybe just got a downshift wrong or something. Yeah, no, I mean, that was a weird one. It looked like he saw Master coming up behind him and just said, fuck, oh, oops, screw this, I'm out of here.
As we see another attempt of a pass by Sebi on G-Man.
This isn't going to work.
A little bit of a fake. G-Man starts sliding already. Sebi still goes as wide as possible and gets tagged and sent into the wall. And maybe now another slide, no catching this one. Facing the wall at the end. As reversing into the track, almost collecting Cooper on his way back. That's not how you rejoin the track. We see Geminite, another spin. Oh, that's the spin we saw live. We caught a glimpse of it. Just too much curb in that corner once again. And
Miata is a little more sensitive to curbs than you would think a road car would be.
It would also depend on the suspension setup.
Yeah, I guess. Still, it's something that I found in our testing sessions.
But yeah,
testing session, the only one I've driven.
But yeah, regarding Sebi and G-Man starts sliding on his own. Really nothing he could have done there. Once you have a slide this bad, you're basically a passenger.
No, it wasn't G-Man's fault.
I don't think Sebi saw him, and that's why he continued on his usual line. I think if he did, he would have tried to get as close to the inside as humanly possible. Then again, it's low. 2-5 gets taken, performing closer and taken Magnet as well. As I think it all started when Gemini got a little bit sideways in the turn, losing all the speed, contrary to popular belief.
Is it popular or is it just one person?
We'll leave it to you.
You, dear viewer, have the ultimate say. But yeah, no, every time you say Magnet, I want to say Maginot because I've been playing way too much Hearts of Iron. But, yeah, but just to wrap up, it's not necessarily about going on the inside too much. It was the fact that I think in the Sebi incident, he's sliding. It's a judgment call. Is he going to keep sliding outside, or is he going to regain grip and cut back in? And it was a 50-50, and he chose wrong. And shit happens. It was a bad situation, as we see now. Returning to the racing, you versus Ponchik versus Spooky. It's been an interesting battle so far. It seems to have calmed down a little bit. Not as frantic and manic as it once was. Ponchik is in the middle of a Georgian Spooky sandwich, and we'll see how this plays out. Further up the field, Sharkate, well, he's going to be a non-factor, I think, the rest of this race. He's torn away from everybody. I think he will continue to.
As we see GT Cooper on replay once, well, this time taking grass on Eau Rouge. Taking grass at Eau Rouge will result in that 100% of the time free ticket to the nearest hospital via the helicopter. But he continues the race since it's a simulator. Anyway, meanwhile, Sebi joined his pits and back on the track last. That I think we should call the pit window officially open with that one.
Well, we're about halfway there at this point now. 9 laps, so 4.5 laps is going to be your halfway point. So we've reached the halfway point. Huzzah, huzzah. So pit window open. It's going to depend on who takes what, when, why, how, what, where. Blah, 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 blah. That would have been a lot more slick. I know, right? Tires definitely can be done here on this track and yield an advantage. Fuel, well, it all depends. Depends on your strategy.
This will be a judgment call on tires because it will take some extra time to get them, but there are not too many laps here, not too much space to get it. And if the car ahead doesn't do something stupid like sliding, or the straightaway, all tires don't mean much really.
No, they don't, but in the braking zones immediately following said straightaway and the corners thereafter, they do. So, it's not even so much a matter of getting the pass done because you can do that on the straight or close to it. It's a matter of making it stick and then getting fast enough that you're not re-overtaken. It's an interesting dynamic here simply because of the long straightaways. It's not as clear cut as some tracks. However, personally, I would go for tires.
Oh,
As
Maestro
we
goes
see,
outside, trying to move outside of a Blanchimon. You
and almost
cannot
loses
pass
control
there.
into Spooky.
Yeah, Maestro tries a dive bomb,
Woo!
overcooks it a little bit, which
So
allows
did you
Spooky
into that
Squid
corner.
to allowing Spooky Squid to come back, but a little bit of slide ruins that attempt, but he will have the draft into last source. But yeah, Maestro tried to go outside of the white line once again, surprise, surprise.
Spooky going for a pass. Is he gonna make it stick?
Should
That
be
was
able
cool.
a little bit of a slide. Maestro will try to hang on because he doesn't know apparently that too wide into Rouge is not advised unless your name is Alonso or Weber. They're going side by side, they're not backing down. We're gonna have too wide into Rouge,
Prepare Uranus.
into Radion. Spooky is a little bit of grass sideways,
Woo!
saving the car but losing all the time in the process, and Maestro should be safe for now. As we see Disc Golfer and Incarcerant attempting a Rouge how it's supposed to be, one behind the other, saving the overtake for the Camel Straight. Disc Golfer side by side will have the speed, but will have to go round the outside. There's a little bit of tagging between those two. Disc Golfer saves it, and Incarcerant slots behind safely for this time.
A Rouge side by side depends on a lot more aerodynamic grip than these cars provide. Actually, infinitely more, because I'm not so sure about the aerodynamic grip of these cars. I mean, I guess all cars
I'm
have
sure
it,
it
but
exists. A bit of a slide for Incarcerant, and that stops the battle there for a little bit. Maestro Ponchik will try to attempt an overtake, looking on the outside, looking on the inside, not seeing any space for now. Looking outside the track, no space there either.
Well, he's definitely faster than you. It's a matter of whether or not he can make the pass stick. Shit taking aside, you are a good defensive driver. You've always been the defensive one of the two of us. Whereas I'm more maximum attack.
I've been the Yano Trulli of racing. Somehow get in front of everyone on turn 1 and then lead a choo-choo train till the end of a freaking race. As Maestro still tries to look around the inside, trying to find a crossover, a little bit of slide, but it's the corner you cannot overtake in. So this slide will not result in an overtake. Maestro is still behind, still looking everywhere he can possibly have. Still nothing, still trying around the outside. Nothing yet, as I get a Skype notification for some freaking reason.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Yeah. Okay, well, screw it. Technical issues, my video buffered, so give me a time, sweetie.
Alright, we are at 21:55 right about now. As we go in side by side between Maestro and Spooky, as Maestro failed to overtake once again, thus making himself vulnerable for another attack. Spooky Squid will try to go outside the Blanchimon, barely keeping it on track, but keep it, unlike Maestro, will still have the inside line into this turn. We'll see what happens here.
Spooky should have it pretty easily.
A little bit of
no.
brake dust.
Whoa.
Maestro goes around the outside. I go into the pits, avoiding this entire calamity behind. Jimmy does the same thing, as does the Holy Moose slightly ahead of us. Magnet and GT Cooper also visited the pits.
Yeah, so the pit window is well and truly open. Everyone coming in for their
2-5 Disc Golfer and Incarcerant are also on the pit lane right about now, as Spooky Squid and Maestro continue to battle, continue to try to make an impossible happen.
Don't do 3 wide. Please don't do 3 wide. I don't think that my sphincter can handle it.
Trying to go too wide into a Rouge. Will someone be sensible enough to slot behind?
No.
Looks like Spooky Squid learned his lesson and stayed behind for now. We'll have the draft, we'll have the exit on Maestro unless Maestro cuts another corner. No surprises there. Holy Moose rejoins from the pit lane behind this whole bunch. What happened here? A little bit too much power results in a slide, avoids the wall.
Woo.
Good recovery, but yeah, that's new cold tires and that rejoin area in Spa. That's tight. You apply a bit too much throttle and you're going sideways.
Driving an F1, well, yeah, driving an F1 car. Driving an F1 car in a simulator, I should say. That was the bane of my existence in this track.
Spooky Squid and Maestro Point. Meanwhile,
me driving an F1 car. God, that would be horrible.
Meanwhile,
Spooky Squid going on the inside.
This time Maestro opts to not get into too wide into chicanes, slotting behind, pass down onto the Camel Straight. Maestro tries to find a window outside the track once again. Nothing major here. Unlike previously, Maestro is still behind. Will try to pass Spooky Squid, but he will have to guard against Psychedelics, who is still close behind these two.
Yeah, these two keep fighting away, and that's all well and good, but Psychedelic can take advantage. He's got, well, a guy ahead of him who keeps going off the track. He can easily find a slot inside. And Spooky, to be fair to him, after a standout performance in the last race, doesn't seem to quite have the speed in this one. I know he's P5 right now, but pit stops have happened. People will cycle back in, out, and around. As Ponchik really, really wants to get rid of Squid as fast as he can. Still not on, though. No matter what he can do, Spooky's just being defensive. Not the fastest, but holding his line.
It looks like Maestro doesn't have enough patience to set up one move that will work. He's trying to find a gap in every single corner, thus basically ruining his exit of a corner and ruining his setup for the next one. So
although that's a decent exit on the outside there, if he can hold this, he'll have the inside. Oh, he won't even need the inside there. He'll just overtake him. That was actually a good move.
Yeah, in front of a Blanchimon, Squid will have a little bit of a run, maybe setting something up for a bus stop. Still side by side. Spooky will try to make a move outside the Blanchimon. Not there quite yet, but he's still in the draft pocket, and he still
could take him into the bus stop.
Inside line, into the bus stop, a little bit ahead. And she gets into the pit lane. Maestro doesn't. No, Maestro does. And holy, what the fuck was that pit entry, Maestro?
Yeah. Welcome to How to Get Yourself Disqualified from a Race. Anyway, I had a point in there somewhere, and I can't remember it now, so keep talking.
Maestro fucked up his pit entry. Big. Anyway, yeah, Maestro seems to try to set up every corner.
Yes, that was my point. Yeah, no, there is some, Servatus goes a little across the white line there. Servatus, there is some method to that madness. The idea of trying to basically unsettle your opponent so you don't know where you're going to attack.
And Maestro goes outside the pit exit once again.
And back in. And back
it looks like he has great...
Squid.
Yeah, it looks like he can distinguish between gray and white, because he doesn't see these white lines at all.
Well, you can just see the gap he pulled to Squid there. Part of that is probably... Squid probably took tires. I'm assuming that gap can't all be from that pit exit. However, that pit exit did allow him to, well, basically nullify the undercut you had on him. Or, I don't know if you had an undercut on him, but you should have definitely been further ahead than that.
Basically, this... A little bit of pit entry and exit magic also worked wonders for him. As we go side by side into the chicane, Maestro has the inside line here, but has too much of it, going a little bit understeery and outside the track, so he has to slow down to get himself back and loosen the position for now.
Mm-hmm. But the point, and I'll try to finish this so we can move on, is that if you're going to do the whole try to kill him with knife cuts thing, or paper cuts, where you just keep attacking little bits here, there, you have to have one big... Oh, God. How did he fall back to you there? He went sideways. You have to... And outside the track again. You have to have one big move plan. You have to try to unsettle them so much that you just pull one big move and they don't see it coming. Never saw that. Again, that's not the worst, the psychedelic off the track. It's not the worst offense we've seen, is we see everyone basically taking off the track. At one point or another.
Some are just doing it more frequently and get mentioned. 2-5 goes outside the track. That outside the track doesn't help him at all as he gets past. But this golfer...
That one did.
Psychedelics will try to do something, maybe?
Nah.
Not quite there yet.
Psychedelic has had a solid head on his shoulders. He's not doing anything stupid. He's making the overtakes when he has to. But yes, he's being very safe.
He's been safe. Probably he'll wait for the Blanchimon for the bus stop to get a little bit of draft, get side by side, and get the pass done. But yeah, you were talking about having one big move plan. I don't think Maestro has a big move plan.
He didn't. That's my point. Yeah, that was my whole point of that. You can do what he was doing, basically try to freak them out, but you have to have one move plan where you know, okay, here on this lap I'm going to take him in this corner. I don't think he had that planned, which is the problem.
Yeah, I think he tries to look for a window in every single corner, a compromise in every single corner, thus going nowhere. As we see that action between Disc Golfer 2-5 and Psychedelics still continuing into the bus stop, Psychedelics looked on the inside, didn't go as he didn't have any free space. As they continue to go, as there were 2-5 goes very, very far outside, and that might help Psychedelics, as he will have the outside, but 2-5 is slower. Maybe around the outside in La Source, maybe a crossover. We will see right about now.
Yeah. Well, where's the time gone? We're already on lap 9, almost. As... Jesus Christ, I hate YouTube. Keep going.
We are at 29:35 right about now, as Maestro Poncho goes out of the Radion, getting a lot of draft, will try to make a move happen, should be done quite comfortably. Not quite there yet, but this is not the best camera angle, so we'll have to wait till the braking zone. Shush.
Well, it's not really your fault. The cameramen aren't used to something this slow being on track, as we see him going around the outside and getting the move done. Done and dusted. Easy. God, you made it too easy for him.
Anyway, 2-5 is behind Psychedelics now. Psychedelics made a move happen, I assume, on the Camel Straight. 2-5 doesn't have quite enough speed to keep with this pair, as they will continue their fight probably till the end of the race unless something happens. Now, as for the fight up ahead, I think Spooky will have to pass me very fast to be able to keep up with Maestro and try to overtake him on the last lap. As we're looking further up ahead, there is a fight for top 3, which we're spectating right about now. Servatis and Holy Moose within a second of each other, stalked by Cone Dodger.
Yep, well, Cone never really recovered after the calamity on the first lap, which surprisingly, despite off the chart for both of them, all 3 of them, despite the first lap sort of calamity there, bus stop has actually surprisingly been relatively clean. I haven't seen all that many incidents. I would have thought it would have been a more hot topic, as it were. Holy Moose getting a draft. Can he make it stick though? I don't know.
Servatis pushes him very, very wide outside, thus negating the move. That was very close to being blocking, but it wasn't quite, as Holy Moose didn't have enough of a run. But
if
he does here
get away with literally jumping the pit entrance in what would be considered dangerous driving in real life. Well, dangerous driving for racing even. Yeah, I don't think blocking is going to be the issue. As Holy Moose slides his ass out, the loose caboose is back. He's going to try one more time to get him on the last lap into the source. Going to be too far behind to do anything about it here.
Yeah, for now, as
Best
we still have a battle in the mid-pack for P6 through 8. Squid, all kinds of out of shape, into the bus stop, gets waved, white flag, as the rest of the guys heading onto the last lap, last time into La Source. No drama expected here, they're too far behind each other, but there may be more drama into the Eau Rouge, Radion, and onto the Camel Straight.
A little bit of a slide from you. Yeah, you'd think in all of these slides you would eventually, figure out where your headlight button is. Just saying.
It's on for a reason.
It's not like you're going fast.
No, but still. Headlights being on is a good thing. Anyway, my tires are properly shot at this point, as I did not take new tires at the pit stop. Squid did. I don't think Maestro did, but Squid has new tires and he is gaining fast and eager to get past to take a shot at Maestro in the dying stages of a race.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think that you're going to be too tough of a sell to get past. Given one more lap, I think Squid could probably fight Maestro for the position, but I think that you're going to be the best he can do unless Maestro screws up. Or that happens.
Way more spinning, but nowhere to go for Squid to overtake. Yeah, tires are pretty much done at this point. Squid will try to find a gap somewhere to get past the limping car of mine. Another sound of a slide. Squid is very close, has a little bit of a draft. We are going into the left-hander. Is it Pawn?
Pawn, yeah, I believe so, yes.
Yeah, into the Pawn. No gap on the inside, quite there.
It's not like you said into the porn.
Not quite there yet, as there is a wobble. And
Oh, God.
there's
This is
contact,
gonna-
and Spooky goes rear
Okay.
end
Oh!
first into the wall. A little slide for me, but
You just killed Hello
keep
Kitty.
it straight. But I don't think that's a ticket to the hospital. I think that's an ICU unit or a graveyard right away. As we see the instant replay of that, a little bit of a washout from me. Spooky tries to make a move up the inside, a little bit of a wobble, and there is a slide on dead tires by me in number 34 car, ending up in sending Spooky Squid right into the
Hell of a
wall
recovery.
on the last lap.
Hell of a recovery from you, but yeah, you really went up into the ash of Spooky. So, no one else is going to get that joke. Holy Moose, though, this battle for the final podium position. Can he get past Servatus?
Last
On
time,
the last
round
lap.
Blanchimont, side by side, heading into the bus stop, still side by no, this Blanchimont, never mind. Into the Blanchimont, not side by side, but Servatus still will have the job. Gunsis gets through, will not have to worry about that. Servatus clipping the grass a little bit, not quite there yet. A little bit of a brake check by Holy Moose, nothing big. I don't think anybody will have a run. Or never mind,
might.
Conelanders will try to have a
Cone
move
might.
round the outside the track. That's not how you overtake Cone, but not quite there yet, as he's half a car length behind
And takes
at
him
the
out just for
finish
good
line.
measure.
Disc Golfer and Psychedelics, though, will still have to do something into the bus stop. They're side by side through Blanchimont. Disc Golfer is a little bit ahead, but he will have the inside line.
Golfer's gonna have
Psychedelics
it.
doesn't try anything fancy here. Spooky Squid is sideways once again at the exit. No runs here. They will finish as they stand right now.
Yep. Good effort from Psychedelic. Good clean drive. Kept himself out of trouble. Might have been able to get a little bit higher up if he'd taken more risks, but well, he might have ended up in the wall. So, your winner, Sharkey, surprise of the frickin' century. No one really cared because he was out doing his own thing, basically giving everyone the finger while he cruised to victory. And here is your rundown of the final result. Sharkey, Goonsis, and Holy Moose taking the final step at the podium in the last corner. Servatus, Cone Dodger, Ponchik, George and Gem Knight, Disc Golfer, and Psychedelic round out your top 10.
In 11th place after this contact on the last lap and hard impact with the wall is Spooky Squid, followed by 2-5 Magnet OS, Incarcerate, Background Fireman, Sebi, GT Cooper never recovered after the first lap, and G-Man had to retire from the race after early incidents.
Yeah, as I said, when it rains, it pours. Both of those guys in the back just had torrid races that just never seemed to get any better. So the standings after the penultimate round, Sharkey and Cone Dodger, only 3 points between them. Ponchik, Goonsis, Servatus, Georgian, Holy Moose, Spooky Squid, Gem Knight, and 2-5.
With Holy Moose leading the rookie division by, I think, 10 points. I might have missed it. It will be decided in the last race of the season next week. That will be in Circuit de Catalunya near Barcelona, as we will try to make something out of this mess. On that note, thanks so much for watching. This one was Matt.
Hi, bye. Shit, I did it again.
Yes, you did. Amelia. And all in
Buy our
all,
shit.
next week will be fun.